Hey there everyone, this is Joe and
Michael
from Bullion Now, bullionnow.com.au, selling you the best bullion bars and coins shipped to you worldwide from Melbourne, Australia. This video is entitled How to Buy Gold and Silver at Spot Price. Now we really mean that. You can buy gold and silver at exactly spot price from us through our unallocated program. Now, if you're already familiar with what an unallocated program is, it's commonly referred to as well in other places in the world as a pooled program. So pooled or unallocated program. If you're already familiar with what one is, you don't need to watch part one. I'll get you to skip directly to part two. That'll actually give you the nuts and bolts, what our deal actually is. We'll set ourselves apart from the rest of the competition and prove to you why we're the best people to go with an unallocated program. But part one, we're going to talk about what an unallocated program actually is. If you want to skip to part two, I'll put a link to the time code below. But let's talk about what an unallocated program actually is for the newbies out there, and we'll explain the advantages of why and why you want to put at least a portion of your investment funds into an unallocated program. Go for it.
So it's easy to start off with what it's not. So it's not your standard purchase where you come into the store, you decide that you want to buy an ounce of gold and take it home with you. Right. So you hand over the cash, you pick up whatever you want, in this case the pant bar, and you put it in your bag, you take it home, transaction's done, everything's finished.
Cool. Now it's also not an allocated program. We have something here called allocated, a little bit different, basically exactly the same as walk in, pay for it, but except taking the specific thing that you bought with you home, you elect to have it stored here free of charge for a period of time, just while you want to make subsequent purchases with us. And we're happy to do that. As long as you're buying on sort of regular intervals with us, you can have it free storage for as long as you like, pretty much, as long as it's making regular purchases over time. So this particular bar, if you bought this one, specific one, it goes in a bag with you under your name, etc. It goes under lock and key, and that's your bar, free storage for a period of time. So that's allocated. Unallocated is a slightly different beast, and it's a great program, and it's one of the reasons why we can offer it at spot price. Let's go.
So the unallocated, if you think of the allocated Joe just explained, where your 1 ounce is sectioned off to you and stored out the back, the unallocated program, you're not actually getting a specific bar. So you wouldn't buy this bar, you would buy an ounce of gold, and it would become part of a stored pool of gold out in the back room.
Would it be fair to call it like you're buying into a share of metal?
Yes,
okay.
That's right.
Okay, so if I can put a scenario out there, let's say for example we sell 20 ounces worth of unallocated gold in a day.
To various people. To
various people. Could be, one person buys 5, one person buys 1, like a whole, but we sell a total of 20 ounces of unallocated gold in a day. What happens? What will we be doing at the end of the day?
At the end of the day, we need to back this with physical gold.
Right.
So it's never a piece of paper or a promise or anything along those sort of lines. Your unallocated gold or silver or platinum is always backed by a physical one-to-one. So that's an important thing. You need to make sure that you grasp hold of that one. Sure. So at the end of the day, we will secure 20 ounces of gold. Now it could be as a 20 ounce bar. So your 1 ounce that you've bought will be 1/20th of that. It could be 2 10 ounce bars. So, we've sold the 20 ounces, but we need to back it with physical. It could be, is that a 1 ounce?
That's 1
ounce.
It's
20 1 ounce bars. Whatever we can get hold of at the day, we'll back it with that. But it will always be backed by a physical 1-to-1 ratio product of what you've bought, whether that be gold or silver or platinum.
Correct. So the first advantage, obviously, is that you're buying in at spot price. But there's more advantages. Let's talk about the reason why you would want unallocated in the first place. There's a few reasons.
There is. One of the good reasons is you're getting in at spot, and which we've already mentioned, but it's actually the leverage that you're also getting with that. So instead of having to pay $2,000 because you, actually bad example because this is a silver kookaburra, but instead of having to pay all that premium up front, you're actually locking away in at a lower price. So you're still getting the movement of spot price, but you're getting that leverage at a much cheaper price than taking it as a physical product.
Sure. What the advantage I find personally, and I have unallocated myself, is sometimes there'll be a big dip in the price, or sometimes you've saved up a bit of money and you've gone, I don't want to put it in shares or whatever. I want to put it in metal, but I don't know what I want. I just know I want metal and I want it now, maybe because the spot price has dropped and you think it's a good price for you. So instead of having to troll through all the different online websites or go into a few different stores and find the exact thing that you want, maybe you're a person who loves Pamp Kilo silver bars. Maybe that's all you want to buy, or a couple of different brands. Now, what happens if you go on someone's website or you go into the store and they say, sorry, we don't have any right now? Well, you're stuck. You only want Pamp bars, for example. But with an unallocated program, you can buy X amount of kilos of unallocated silver in kilogram size, in kilogram form, that is, for spot price right then and there, without having to worry about the fact that they don't have Pamp bars in stock. So you're getting exposure to the metal straight away at the price that you want. Now, later on down the track, we'll talk about this in part 2, but later on down the track, you can later redeem your metal for a whole bunch of Pamp Kilo bars when they come into stock or when you think the price is right for you. So that's the second advantage, getting exposure to the metal straight away at the price that you want at spot price as well.
Yes.
Any other advantage?
Yeah, you've also, you can use it to spread your risk around. So Joe mentioned at the start, put a portion into unallocated. Whenever you buy metals, you're exposing yourself to risk of theft and all those types of things. If you've got all your metal stored in one spot and you're targeted, you have a house fire, all those sorts of things.
That's a fair point.
You're exposing all of it to that risk. If you've got some stored here on an unallocated program, you've got some stored at home, and you've got some stored in another place, then you've spread that location risk around the area, or even around different countries. So there's that reduction of risk as well.
All right, welcome to part number 2, where we talk about the nuts and bolts of our unallocated program and why we've set ourselves apart from the rest of the competition. Now, before we talk about the specific fees, etc. involved, we do need to inform the newbies to unallocated what happens after you buy your unallocated. What's the process? So bear with us for those who already know what an unallocated program is. But for the newbies, we talk about it in terms of redemption or redeeming. Now, it's quite easy. There's 2 different ways that you can redeem your unallocated metal. Now, this is at any time of your choosing. It could be a day, a month, a week, a year, 10 years, whatever you like. Whenever you choose to redeem your metal, you can do it. There's no time limit. Now, you can do it in one of 2 ways. First, you can redeem your unallocated for an actual physical product and then take it home with you, okay? Now, it's just like purchasing in the store, except here's the big and awesome difference. You've already paid the spot price. The spot price portion of the retail value of this kilo silver bar is completely wiped away. All you're paying for now is the tiny little premium difference, which is our profit, basically. You're paying the difference between spot price and the retail price of the actual bar. Now, to give you an example, this low premium kilo bar, we normally charge spot plus $40 per kilo bar for a low premium kilo bar. Now, as I said before, you've already paid spot price, so that's wiped off. So all you're doing is paying the $40 premium to take this bar with you. Now, let's explain why. Let's explain the advantage of the power of the leverage, as we talked about before. Do you want to give them that one?
So the big advantage is you've bought spot 12 months ago.
Right.
So $1,500 for 1 ounce of gold.
As an example.
As an example. So 12 months time come along, you say, well, actually, I want to redeem my ounce of gold for a Pamp bar. I want to take it home. Okay. So you come into the store, you say, I want to redeem my gold. So we say, that's fine. We'll get one of these out of the safe, and we say, well, the premium on a Pamp bar might be, for example, might be $60 or $80. Okay. So you will pay $60 for this Pamp bar because you've paid for that spot, the $1,800 that it is today.
Yep.
You've paid for that.
Yep.
12 months ago. So you can see it effectively as that store credit.
So it doesn't matter where spot has gone in that time, you're still paying the difference, just that premium difference. Now, obviously, you want to come in when spot has risen rather than when spot has dropped.
Yeah.
But if spot has dropped and you still want metal, that doesn't mean you actually have to redeem any of your unallocated metal. You could just come in, let's say spot's dropped below where you bought in for, well, you can just come in and make a normal purchase and hang on to your unallocated until spot has risen to whatever price you think is good for you. Then come in, buy your bar. You've already paid spot price back then. The spot price is higher now, but you're just paying the premium difference, and the premiums will differ depending on whether it's a brand new product, whether it's a low premium product, whether it's a big gold bar or a tiny silver coin. It's just like, again, buying in the store. Now, we happen to believe we have the best premiums currently in all of the bullion dealers within Australia, nay, the world.
Definitely.
I think. So you're already on a good deal, but using unallocated is a really great way. It's a really great way to save up for something. As we talked about before, for example, the Perth Mint Lunar coins. You could save 1 ounce of silver every month or every week, etc., and then redeem it for your one brand new Perth Mint Year of the Mouse coin, or a roll of them, or whatever. So that's the way the physical redemption works. Now, some people, I would suggest probably most people would want to redeem for physical.
Nice.
But for whatever reason, you might need to redeem, or you might want to redeem for cold hard cash. Now, we mean cash, literally, we can give you cash, or a bank transfer into your nominated account. Now, this is where we've really set ourselves apart from the competition, and this is for the people who clicked on the time code for part 2. This is where it all comes together. This is where we prove to you why we're the best in the business. Now, we need to talk about this with a terminology called the spread. Now, if I'm making it too simple for you guys that already know what it is, again, just bear with us. But spread is really easy to understand. All it means is the difference that you bought your unallocated for, which is spot price, versus what you can sell it back to us for. Now, every company has their different spread. So we've done our research, and we figured out what the industry average spread is. Again, buying versus selling back to that specific company. So what's the industry average spread?
Industry average spread is $40 an ounce for gold, and the same for silver, but in kilos, so 40 a kilo.
Okay, well, fine. Now, we decided, and we crunched the numbers, and we decided we wanted to beat that, and we wanted to beat it by a decent amount to entice you to, buy unallocated with us. So, what have we decided to charge as our spread?
We're going to do $30 an ounce of gold, or $30 for a kilo of silver, or per kilo of silver.
Fantastic. And now we do also sell unallocated via silver ounces and via gold grams as well. So if someone just wanted to come in and buy 1 ounce of unallocated silver, they'll pay spot price.
Correct.
But when they come to redeem it for cash, what are we going to charge them?
So the spread on that is very simple. $1.
It's $1. So again, a $30 spread for gold ounces or silver kilograms, and a $1 spread for silver ounces or gold grams. Now, it's very important to, when you're comparing different companies' unallocated programs, very important to think about it in terms of this spread. So for example, let's say company A, you go to their website and you see, oh, they charge spot plus $10 for their gold kilos, or their gold ounces, or their silver kilos, right? Spot plus 10, okay. But when it comes back to selling to them, selling back your unallocated for cash, maybe they're giving you spot minus $30. Okay, so there's the $10 on top of spot, the $30 on the spot, that equals your $40 premium. Now, company B might charge a spot price like we do. You can buy in at spot price. However, when it comes to selling back to them, they're giving you spot minus $40, right? So there's spot, but there's minus 40, so there's still your $40 spread. However, we chose to charge only spot minus $30 as the spread. So once again, you buy unallocated from us at spot price, which is the first advantage.
Yeah.
And the second advantage, when you sell for cash, and we're not talking about selling for physical, that's a whole different thing. Selling for cash, if you need to, our spread is still the best in the business. All right, so I think we've adequately explained to them what unallocated is and the advantages, and we talked about why we have the best deal in the business. Now, if you have questions, please let us know. You can leave a comment under the YouTube page, of course. Send us an email, sales@bullionnow.com.au. Give us a call, 1300 84 84 10. That's Australia-wide. Come and visit us in the store. Hey, we'll have a long chat with you if you need to and go through everything just so you are confident that you know what unallocated is, the advantages, and why we're the best in the business. Ask your questions, we'll clarify anything you need. As far as I'm aware, that's all I need to talk about. Are you good?
Yep, that's good.
Fantastic. Of course, you should be heading over to youtube.com/bullionnow. That's it from me, and that's it from
him.
See you guys.
Bye.